Hello students, today we are going to do influence line diagram for beams. That is, we are going to draw influence line diagrams for reactions, shear forces and bending moment. In this chapter, we will be learning how to draw the influence line diagram, that is only the concept, and the problems will be taken later. Okay, now what do you mean by influence line diagram? It's a curve or a graph that represents a function like a reaction of the support, shear force at any section, bending moment at any section of a structure for various positions of unit load on the span of the structure is called influence line diagram. Okay, this was a definition. Now in general, how do we explain influence line diagram? Now normally this type of influence line diagrams are drawn for moving loads. Okay, static loads we have already seen how to draw the shear forces and bending moments in your SOM classes, that is strength of material classes. But here influence line diagram at a given whenever the load is moving, okay, on any structure when the load is moving, for that particular point what might be the shear force, what will be the bending moment and what are the reactions due to that load at that particular section. This you can have just by merely having one diagram. No need of doing every time the calculations. Once you draw that influence line diagram, the calculations for various sections can be drawn out of that one single diagram. Now let us see the further derivations. So in this class we will be doing influence line diagram for simply supported beams. Okay, in that the first case I am going to take, that is for concentrated single load, that is nothing but your point load. Now consider a simply supported beam AB, okay, and we are having a load that is a unit load, that is for each and every influence line diagram you draw, we will be considering a unit load only, and then whatever might be the load in actual, we are going to multiply that load along with its ordinate. Okay, so this is a unit load and the beam AB which is placed at a distance x from support A. RA and RB are the reactions at A and B respectively. The span of the beam is L. Now let us draw influence line diagram for reactions. Okay, we will take first for reaction RA. Now to have the influence line diagram for RA, we take summation of all the movements, that is if I want RA, I have to take movement about the another point, that is RB. Now if I take summation of all the movements at RB, what will be me getting? That is nothing but reaction RA into L. Okay, now I take clockwise as positive and anti-clockwise as negative. So RA into L will be equal to 1 into L minus X. From that I will get RA is equals to what? RA will be what? L minus X divided by L. Now when the point is on load, now I have to draw the diagram for this. That is, I have to take the position of 1 kilonewton, at various sections of axis, that is various distances of axis, particularly when the 1 kilonewton is at A and 1 kilonewton is at B, that is when x is equals to 0 and when x is equals to L. Substitute the values of these x, okay, then I will get when the load is on position A, that is when x is equals to 0, I will get RA as 1, and when the load is on point B, that is when x has travelled the complete distance L, that time I will get RA is equals to 0. When I plot this diagram, that is the value for RA and for RA at x is equals to 0 and x is equals to L, I will get a triangular shape. Now this is linear because here the power of x is 1. That's why it is an linearly varying diagram. Okay, so this is the influence line diagram for RA. That is at x, when x is equals to 0, we had the value as 1, and when x was equal to 0, when x was equal to 0, we had the value as 1, and when x was equal to L, we got the value of RA is equals to 0. Okay, this was for influence line diagram for RA. Next, let us do influence line diagram for RB. Same thing, when I am calculating for RB, I have to take summation of all the moments at A point. That's why again my conventions are the same. Clockwise is positive, anti-clockwise is negative. Therefore, I will get RB, that is here. That's why I'll get RB into L will be equal to 1 into X. Okay, I'm taking summation of all the moments about A point. So therefore RB into L is equals to 1 into X. Therefore I'll get RB is equals to what? X divided by L. I will get X divided by L. Now again I have to substitute the values of X. As when X is equals to 0 and when X is equals to L. That is, when X is equals to 0, that means the load is at point A, that time RB will be equal to 0. And when the load is at L, that means at point B, I will get RB is equals to 1. If I plot this variation, I will get a triangular shape diagram. Okay, now this diagram is called as influence line diagram for reaction RB. This is the influence line diagram for reaction RB. Okay, this was about my reactions. Now let us do influence line diagrams for shear forces. Let us draw now influence line diagrams for shear forces. Okay, here when we are doing shear force diagrams, we have to consider two sections. So, say suppose that 1 kilonewton has travelled a distance A. Okay, it has travelled some distance A from support A, and we are going to calculate the shear forces on either sides, that is on the left side of the load and to the right side of the load. Okay, that is now the load, now this load which was first at 1 kilo, which was at x distance from A, has travelled, or I'm calculating shear forces at C point. Now this C point is at a distance A from support A. The distance between A and C is how much? Cursive A, that is small AVC. Now first I have to consider when the load is in portion AC, that is when the load is in the portion AC, that is here is your load, this is your C point, here you are having your reaction RA. Okay, now when the load is in the portion AC, shear force at C will be equal to minus of RB. So the complete beam is this is your RB. Now what we do for shear forces, here the point is there either to the left of the section or to the right of the section we see, and we see that the shear force is calculated. Now shear force at C is equals to minus of RB. Why negative sign? The sign conventions we follow here are right side upwards, I'm taking it as negative, whereas left side downwards will be negative. Right side upwards is negative, left side downwards is negative. This is the sign conventions followed. Next, again substitute the values of x, that is when it is at 0, when it is at C, and when it is at B. So you will be getting the values as 0, minus a by L, and minus 1. That is, if you substitute in this equation, when x is equals to 0, 0 divided by L you will be getting as 0. Next, when x is equals to a, you will get minus a divided by L. Next, when x is equals to L, you will get minus L divided by L, that is L and L will get cancelled, so you will get minus 1. Okay. Next, when this load crosses this point C, that is now the load is in portion AC. Next, this load will cross this point C and it will come in CB section. It will come in CB section. That time we have to calculate, or we have to see the left hand side for our shear force diagram. Now, when the load is in portion BC, shear force at C is given by RA, that is the left hand side. What is the reaction RA? We have already calculated. RA is how much? RA is L minus X divided by L. So, RA is equals to L minus X divided by L. Now, substitute the values of X as 0, A and L, that is at various positions, that is at A, C and B. So, when you substitute the values of X, you will get, when X is equals to 0, you will get the value as 1. When you substitute X is equals to A, you will get it as 1 minus A divided by L. Then when X is equals to L, you will get shear force at B is equals to 0. So now next, once you have this all variations, let us plot the shear force diagram. So this is the shear force diagram. So this shear force diagram is a combination of two values. Okay. Now see here, I will split up and show for you. This is your AB. Now when X was equal to 0, when the load was in AC section, here is your somewhere C section if you consider, when the load was in AC section, what was the value over here? We had it as here these values. When X was is equals to 0, you had it as 0. When X is equals to A, you had minus A divided by L. And when X was equal to L, you had minus 1. That is, when X was equal to 0, I am speaking about the AC section, okay. It was 0, then it was minus A divided by L, and here you had minus 1. So this was the variation, okay. Next, when the load went to CB section, that time you had, when X is equals to 0, you had 1. When you had X is equals to A, you had it as 1 minus A divided by L, and then at B you had is equals to 0. So this was the variation. Now I want the shear force value. The shear force value is from here to here, it is negative, it moves up, and then this is your shear force diagram. Here you have minus A divided by L, this is 1 minus A divided by L, this is 0, this is 0, this ordinate is minus 1, this ordinate is plus 1. The same thing I have drawn over here, okay. There is a note, if load is in between AC point, if the load is in between AC point, shear force at C would be minus RB. That is, if in the case of fixed load, that is the RHS, even when you are doing your static load analysis, that is in SOM classes, whenever we have done, we have taken the RB and we had minus, because right side upwards we have taken it as negative. Similarly, when the load is in CB section, when the load is in CB section, the shear force at C would be plus RA. Okay. Next, now we will draw influence line diagram for bending movement. Now, how to do it? We are going to take movement at a point. Now, this point I am going to calculate it as C. Okay. Load is in portion AC. The same pattern we are going to follow, that is, when the load is in AC section, we are going to calculate moment C, and when the load is in BC section, we are going to calculate the movement at C. Okay, when the load is in AC section, movement at C will be equal to what? When the load is at here, when the load is in AC section, I want to calculate movement at this point. So what I'll do, I will write RB into L minus X, that is load into perpendicular section, that is moment at C will be equal to load, that is the right side of the portion, it is force into the distance. Okay, moment is what? Force into perpendicular distance. So I'll get RB into L minus. Okay, movement at C, this is A, this is B. Moment at C, when I consider the right hand section, this is nothing but my RB. RB into L minus A. So what is the value of RB? X divided by L, we have already calculated. So here moment at C is equal to what? RB into L minus A, that is the, if I substitute the value of RB, that is X divided by L, I'll get the equation as X divided by L into L minus A. Now let us calculate it at silent features, that is moment at A, moment at C and moment at B, by substituting the values of X, that is when X is equals to 0, when X is equals to A and when X is equals to L. After having those values, I will get the equation as this. Okay, that is at A I'll get moment as 0, at C I will get it as A into B divided by L, when it is at B I will get L minus A. Similarly, when the load is in portion CB, okay, when the load is in portion CB, the load is this side, that time I will take equilibrium or moment about from the A point, that time what I'll get? RA into A. RA into A. The value of RA is what? L minus X divided by L. Okay. So it is RA into A. So we will get L minus X divided by L into A. Now substitute the values of X, that is 0, A and L. So at A you will get movement as A, that is X is equals to 0, that is 1. So you will get L divided by L into A, that is nothing but A. When X is equals to A, you will get B into A, that is nothing but AB divided by L. And when X is equals to L, you will get moment as 0. So now let us draw the influence line diagram for these values. Now once you have all those values, at X is equals to 0, you will get moment is equals to 0. When X is equals to L, you will get moment as 0. When X is equals to C, in both the cases, you will get it as AB divided by L. So this is again varying linearly. Why? Because the power of X over here is raised to 1. Okay, that's why you are having a linear variation, and the maximum ordinate you are getting where? At C point, wherever the load is placed, at that point you are having the maximum ordinate. Okay, now this is bending moment at a particular point. Okay, this is bending moment at a particular point. You have one more term that is called as absolute maximum bending moment. Absolute maximum bending moment. Now what is this absolute maximum bending moment? This absolute maximum bending moment is about calculating a position or a place or a section where the bending moment is maximum. Okay, there cannot be any bending moment greater than this. That position where you get this bending moment, that kind of a bending moment is called as absolute maximum bending moment. Now how do we calculate that? That is when the movement, whatever movement you have calculated, this movement should be equal to 0 to calculate that distance, okay, that section. So I'll differentiate this by using your mathematical differentiations. Moment at C is equals to 0, that is minima and maxima we use. In that we are going to use this. I'll differentiate moment at C with respect to A, because my A is varying with respect to the load. Now if I differentiate this, what will I get? The equation I'll be getting is here, A into L minus A divided by A. I will be getting L divided by L minus 2A divided by L is equals to 0. From that equation I'll get A is equals to L by 2. What is the meaning of A is equals to L by 2? That is, when, if this is your AB point, when this load has travelled till a distance of L divided by 2, that is when C section is exactly at the midpoint, when A is equals to L by 2, that is at mid span, we will get maximum absolute bending movement. We will be getting maximum absolute bending moment, and the influence line diagram remains the same. That is, you will be having a triangular, but here the distance will be what? Exactly L divided by 2 and L divided by 2. Okay, and the ordinate will be what? AB divided by L, where A is equals to nothing by L divided by 2 and B is nothing but L divided by 2. If you simplify and get, you will get it as you will be getting it as L divided by 4. Okay, so this is the absolute maximum bending movement and the influence line diagram for absolute maximum bending movement. Thank you for the patience you had with me.